Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Muslim Farmville. Thanks for stopping by. How is everyone doing today? Yes, I'm asking you, how are you doing today? Let's go ahead and give a quick rinse this roaster. Today I would like to invite you to our little homestead here. I was able to drive about an hour away and I found some halal ground beef. Today I'm working on freezing few lasagnas, inshallah. So let's go ahead and put the ground beef into this large roaster. And instead of using my little cooking pots, I thought the larger roaster will do a better job. This roaster, you all remember, I bought it from second-hand store a few years ago, so I use it times like this. It comes really handy. And also you guys have seen it, I use it for bone broth as well. Last year we were able to can lots and lots of tomato spaghetti sauces. We used them all. We gave some for family and friends for gifts. So now it's the beginning of the summer and we don't have any spaghetti sauces. So guess what? There is Aldi's in town and I was able to find some organic spaghetti sauces. So I picked it up from there and they were affordable. As you can see, I thought I was prepared for a day for freezing meals, but someone left here maple syrup and lots of ants are everywhere. So let's go ahead and clean as we go. As a mama, whenever you plan something, things don't go smoothly, but that's all right. Let's go ahead and wipe all of that. If I don't, I will get probably tons and tons of ants. Farmhouses has lots of ants, lots of mice, little surprises. When I am planning to do meal prep, meal planning, meal freezing, I do my best to have towels and washcloths ready because that's what we use. We don't use paper towels just to save money and environment reasons. So, and since I'm doing laundry, I might as well use a bunch of washcloths and towels so they come in handy. So when I'm doing these kind of large meal freezer days, I want to make sure I have my washcloths ready. So these were washed and dried and my husband brought it up for me, so that was great. We are done eating, so now I want to go ahead and wash my cast iron skillet. And usually my cast iron skillets, I keep them on top of the stove. And today I thought, since I'm using the stove to boil my lasagna noodles, why not put the cast iron skillets into the oven and season it? So they're all cleaned and washed. I will just go ahead and put them into the oven and take advantage of the time so I can do two things at the same time. Because these cast iron skillets, we use them once or twice or even 3 times a day. And now I kept saying I need to go ahead and make sure I season them. So seasoning them means you clean them, you go ahead and put coconut oil or even olive oil or avocado oil, whatever oils that you have that you use daily. Then I'll just go ahead and nicely put them on the cast iron skillets and bake them. Basically, literally, you put them in the oven and let the oven will do the job for me. So alhamdulillah. So today it's win-win. I'm doing 2 things together. Even though the house is gonna get a little bit warm, it's okay. Sometimes you have to get certain things done. If it's not one project, it's two. If it's not two, it's three, right? So right now, let's take advantage. Since I'm not going to bake the lasagna, I will be freezing my lasagna, so I'll just go ahead. There, I'm bottom. Clean my stove. Turn the oven on, and those will season for a few hours. I might keep them even in there 3 hours or more. So here is where I keep my pots. Let's get the two large pots that I have. Well, one of them is kind of medium and the other one is large, so I'm just going to go ahead, fill them with water and boil it. And I am using today rice noodle lasagna, the boiling kind. I have asked you guys before and you guys gave me ideas, the non-boiling lasagna noodles, but I haven't tried it that. I will try that when I'm making maybe one pan of lasagna, because today I want to make more than 3 or 4 if I can. So I'm just going to go ahead and rinse my pots and fill them with water and start letting the water boil. Let's mix the ground beef, just making sure that it's not sticking in the bottom. If I don't do that, sometimes things, get out of hand. So I have to be focused and pay attention. In the past, I never believed freezer meals. Now I do, especially homemade freezer meals. My husband is trying to remind me. When I say freezer meals, he says, this is a homemade freezer meals. We are not talking about freezer meals that are bought from the stores that have a lot of other things that we don't even know what they are. So I'm like, yes, you're right, babe. So let's go ahead and mix all the tomato sauce with the meat. Mix that up. And also, little by little, our homestead, the garden and the herbs, everything is thriving. So I have some fresh herbs that I have been using whenever I'm cooking, and that's one of the ways that I can incorporate with herbs, with food and fresh herbs this time of the year. So I'm just going to take the excess grease out of the sauce, because I'll be also adding the lasagna with cheese. So I thought this excess grease will not be good. So I'm just going to remove that. And the sauce is coming together really well. Like I said, this bake roaster is handy, you all. I cannot imagine that making a lot of lasagnas with a small pot. It would be hard for me. So here I'm growing some thyme and some oregano. Thyme to make sure that I nourish my family's body. Lots of fresh herbs, and I will add some basil as well. We have a bunch of herbs growing. Every year I do my best to grow a bunch of herbs and kale and lettuce, things that I use closely to the house, and then the rest of our veggies, zucchini and squashes and tomatoes, all of that will go to the big garden. So this way it's more access. I can just go in the front porch, grab whatever I need. If you don't have a porch or a land, it's okay. If you buy a couple of herbs and put it in by your window, you will be surprised what will happen. It will thrive. Look at these vibrant herbs. Smells so good, you guys, so good. So let's add a little more salt, because it wasn't enough salt. And with the herbs, mix everything together. I will let it simmer for a little more and then let it cool down and boil my noodles, and let's set it up, the lasagna. Then I'm so excited. Also, we have abundance coming. It's all the duck eggs. You guys have seen me make breakfast burritos with the eggs and breads and all that kind of stuff. So now I thought, wait a minute. And you guys have always reminded me when I make lasagna, you guys would say, put some of the eggs in there. And I thought, what a great idea. So thank you guys for sharing that and reminding me. So these are duck eggs. Let's add some cottage cheese. And we have some shredded cheese that my husband shredded the night before. So I'm going to mix that together. And we will sneak this into the lasagna, inshallah. So it's going to be high protein lasagna with good healthy fat and eggs from the ducks. I have been just so grateful for the ducks and the chicken. So let's mix all that together. Our meat is ready. Our cheese, egg mixture is ready. Cottage cheese is awesome too, to put that in there. So we will take the eggshells back to the chickens and the ducks. They love it. They can get it from the calcium from the eggshell, so they love eating that too. So what I'm using today is rice lasagna noodles. So I'll just go ahead and boil those. Especially I have 2 pots going on, which is perfect. That will make my life so much easier. And I'll just let it boil maybe a little bit of around 10 or a little bit over 10 minutes. And then we will put it together. So I am not using one-time use pans. You guys have seen me in the past. I don't like going to Walmart, but this is where I found these goulash dishes from Walmart. So I bought it in the past, a few, and then I thought I need to pick up a few more, and they were affordable. So I found these freeze to oven glass dishes. You can freeze them. They are freeze safe, and you can also put it into the oven, and then I can just reuse them since they are glass. So these small ones, I decided to make the lasagna without cheese because one of my children cannot have cheese. She's allergic with dairy. So this is going to be just a simple sauce, noodles, and that's it, you guys. It's simple. And when she eats like this, she does well. If I add cheese, she's not going to feel good. So this is simple and easy for me. And one of my children cannot have chicken eggs. So that's why I use the duck eggs. And duck eggs, when we used to buy it from the store, 6 of them will be like $7, $8. So we thought, why not have our own ducks? So that's why we raise chickens and ducks. Whoever can have chicken eggs, we do. And the one who can't have the chicken eggs then can have duck eggs. So those 2 are done. Now I'm just going to go ahead and start the large glass baking pans. So since I have lots of sauce, I'm just going to put the sauce, the noodles. We will use the egg and cottage cheese and shredded cheese mixture. As you can see, it looks so thick. We baked one of them, and guess what? The children cannot even tell that there was eggs or anything there. So I'll just go ahead and keep layering them, and that's really it. I'm just gonna let it cool down completely before I freeze them. So a couple of these trays also, I'm sharing it with a friend of mine that I want to take it to her. These freezer meals have come in handy, as you all know. In the past, like I mentioned, I never believed freezer meals, and now I'm all about them. I learned my lesson when I had my emergency surgery, and the community took care of us for a couple of weeks. After that, it was like, okay, that's my husband should work or make meals, or do the children do their homeschooling or what. It was a bit intense. So now whenever I get a chance, I will go ahead and freeze meals. If somebody's sick, if somebody has a baby, if a neighbor is in need, it's easier. Then I can just go ahead and take it. So those had the cheese. These other ones are the non-cheese. I'm just going to let them cool down before I cover them. Everything looks great and it smells good. Alhamdulillah. And I will freeze them. And throughout the summer, we will use them. As I'm giving you here, thumbs up. If you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe and join our little beautiful community here. So it's time right now. I'm just gonna cover all of them, and I will write on them the date. I have a little stickies. I don't write on the cover when it comes to these plastic covers, and I'll just write the little stickies and put on top, especially the ones that don't have the cheese are smaller, that I know, but still if the children are getting it out, so they would know which one is the cheese and which one is without the cheese. So a couple of these large trays I will take it to my friend's house. The rest of them will go into our freezer. Please comment down if you do freezer meals, and give me an idea what freezer meals besides lasagna and burgers and chicken tenders and chicken tikka masala, and I've been doing chicken Thai curry and beef stew and beef meatballs and ground beefs and stuff. What other casserole like lasagna do you guys make? Because I want to make that. My family's not picky. Anything I make, they are grateful, mashallah. So I want ideas from you guys, please. If you can comment down, then I can try them, so for my family to be able to enjoy them too. So everything came together so beautifully, and we were able to also, the same time while we made the lasagna, we were able to season our cast iron skillets. So this was great. So when I decide to do big projects like this, I make sure the family already ate or we have leftovers. So we already ate and we were able to go ahead and make these lasagnas. Alhamdulillah. So let's go ahead and wipe everything. I'll take all the towels, washcloths and everything into the washer as well. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and clean my stove top. We didn't really make that much mess, so turn the oven off. Get the cast iron skillets are ready for us to be used. It's hot, y'all, but it was worth it getting it done, especially since I was using the stove. I thought, oh, how awesome to go ahead and bake them finally. Cast iron skillets are so healthier for us to use them. They need a little bit of caring, just like caring yourself when you combing your hair or when you are oiling your body. It's just like that. After you use them, you just clean it quick. A little bit of oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, whatever, and they are ready to be used. And did you know cast iron skillets give us some iron as well? Also, when you are cooking with cast iron skillet and you use like acid food like tomatoes and stuff, it brings the iron from it and it's good for us. So, and they last years and years. You can pass it on to your children, to your grandbabies too. Subhanallah. So now everything came together so beautifully. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. There I go. I'm taking my towels with me, and let's go ahead and put clean towels so the kitchen is ready. So I'm hoping the next video I will be able to clean my kitchen counters before we start dehydrating herbs and canning and all of that, inshallah. So everything came together. I'm waiting the children to come and my husband to take it to the freezer, inshallah. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Thanks for hanging out with me. Salam alaikum.